Hi, my name is Yashashvi, and today we will be looking on answering these three important questions. Now, the first thing which we have is SQL versus NoSQL. Assuming you have the basic understanding of what an SQL based database and a NoSQL database is, but still just going through over the basic is that the SQL database like MySQL, Postgres, and Oracle and everything, they have a very specific or a rigid data structure, meaning that the data is stored in a very rigid tables. So you will have certain headers, maybe let's say ID, then let's say name, something like this. And as your project grows, you might come into issues based on your needs that you might have to change the table ka specification or the structure of your table, right? So that is the idea behind SQL in the sense that it will provide you a rigid data structure. You can have your data in tables and you can link different tables accordingly with foreign keys and everything. However, in NoSQL databases, the data is not stored in a table oriented fashion. Rather, the data is stored in maybe an object based data structure, maybe like this. ID is something, and then name is something, right? And this is one document which get inserted into a specific collection. Also, a NoSQL database could be a graph based database in which each node is linked to another node. This is what Twitter uses internally, a graph based database, right? So ultimately, the part where SQL comes in is that if you have an SQL based database, you will have to use a query language, which stands for structured query language, in which the way that you query the database in SQL is using some specific language like select and then whatever the query is. Maybe you want to add or change the schema. In that case, you say ki ha, update table, or when you want to create a new schema or a new table in your database, you call or create a query called create table, right? So this is very specific, right? This query works with multiple, whichever database supports SQL, it'll start working in it, not a problem, right? However, in NoSQL, it's just that we can query the database, but the language is not SQL. The language could be based on, let's say in MongoDB, we might have used something like Mongoose, which allows us to ultimately call find by ID, a functional approach, you can say, right? You can also say that it is, let's say, for example, in graph-based database, we do not have a specific function. Rather, we call a specific URL, and based on that URL, we provide certain structure that we want, and automatically that gets converted into a proper object for us and gets sent to the front end, right? But whenever you want a very hard and a very complex relationship, this is where SQL shines. SQL meaning SQL based database. So SQL based database is oriented for complex queries, complex data, and structured data in which you already know what could be the structure of the data that you're going to handle in your application. In that case, SQL, right? If the project that you're working on, or if the application that you're working on does not specify or does not know exactly what kind of data will coming into your application, what is the structure, will it have only ID, will it have only name, or will it have also more properties later on in my database, so to say, right? Right now you might have a user collection in which you only accept name, email, and password. Later on, let's say 1 year after that, you might need contact number as well. So in that case, in that sort of scenarios, the use cases ki your database or your application does not know what could be the structure of the data coming in. Hence, we call that type of data as unstructured data. So whenever you want to handle an unstructured type of data, you would be going for NoSQL, ideally. It's not that you cannot handle using SQL, it's just that it's easier to handle using MongoDB or NoSQL based database. Similarly, or I should say contrary to that, if you have the data which is very rigid or very structured, maybe let's say financial sector ka data, stock market maybe, right? Here, the data is very rigid. It's all related very complexly, right? In that case, SQL is better, right? Another thumb of rule is if you can use SQL, go for SQL. Otherwise, go for NoSQL. That is the slang that developers use. Ultimately, if you can use a relational database in your application, go for that, because ultimately that will be good. And as your project grows in complexity and relationships, then it will be helpful. But if you have a use case in which the relationships are very simplistic, it is not too complicated, and the data is, however, very unstructured. For example, the email ka body. You do not know what is the content of email would be, right? So in that cases, you will be using NoSQL, right? So what we can now define is something like this, that an SQL database are primarily called as a relational database, where you can have rigid relationships, as well as you can handle complex queries. However, NoSQL database are primarily called as non-relational or distributed databases, in which you can handle very huge data in an unstructured form. That is the benefit that we get in NoSQL. Now, it's not necessary that you can only use one of them and cannot use another one in your project. Depending on the needs, you can have certain part of the application using SQL-based database, and certain part of your application, a NoSQL-based database can be used. For example, for analytics purposes, how the application is being used by the users of your application, that sort of data, you can dump it in MongoDB or NoSQL-based database. However, the core functionality of your application itself can be based on SQL. So you can use both of them complementing each other, right? So this was basic idea about SQL versus NoSQL, right? If I have to give you a exact clear key points about what is SQL and NoSQL, then in that case, you can have look into this. Let me expand this, and yeah. See, these two things we have already covered, right? However, this point, if you can see, these databases are not suited for hierarchical data storage. That means when you have a lot of changes, a lot of relationship in which one collection or one table is sort of becoming a parent-like thing in a different conditions, right? In that cases, this SQL is not suited for it. However, since NoSQL does not have that restriction, basically you can dump anything if you need to. That is the benefit. And this is also we discussed key. We can have a very complex relationship between the tables, and we can write very complex queries which will format the data in such a good way that it's easier for us to manage everything and see what the exact relationships are properly in SQL based database. However, this complex queries and this complex relationships in NoSQL based database is very tough to manage. Another thing, vertically scalable and horizontally scalable. Ultimately, at the end of the day, these SQL databases are basically a database server. It is basically the server is wrapped outside the database so that you can connect to it and get the data from that database. So in SQL based database, vertically scalable means if you need to serve a lot of people and the demand for the data and a lot of queries happening in your database, then you would need to add more RAM, more CPU, more processing power so that SQL can use that power and handle much more load into itself. That is your vertically scalable. However, horizontally scalable means that you can have multiple instances of your database server in the same system, or maybe even a complex system you might have created, and virtually you are basically creating multiple instances in different uh, multiple instances of NoSQL database in different computing powers. Right. So basically that is your horizontally scalable. You are not adding more CPU and more RAM and more physical resources into your system. Rather, you're creating more individual instances of NoSQL server so that it can handle much more load. So if that is the scenario that you're going for, then you would have to choose NoSQL based database. Now, this is something unique. SQL based database provides something known as ACID property, and NoSQL based database provides something known as CAPS, consistency, availability, and partition tolerance, which means basically when you have multiple instances, it can still behave normally, not a problem, right? But in ACID property, this is very asked question key, what is ACID properties and everything. Very simple. You can obviously research upon it, but basically A stands for atomicity, in which each transaction either succeeds completely or is fully rolled back. Matlab, if you have a let's say update request, you are creating update table something. If there is an error in between, the whole thing will be reversed. Okay, either everything will be succeeded or nothing is succeeded. That is what the idea about A is, atomicity. Consistency, which is C, is data written to a database must be valid according to all the defined rules. Now you already know you can define multiple rules in SQL table, foreign key, and a lot of constrictions you can define key. It should not be in this format, rather that format should be there. You basically define key if the type is ID, the type of that data should be number only, or maybe int only of, let's say, 16 bytes, something like that. Right. So if the number is beyond int 16 range, it will not allow. Right. So basically, based on the data structure that you have created, the table schema that you have created, it will follow those rules and regulations very strictly. That is not the case in NoSQL. Okay. Second. Now, third, isolation. When there is a transaction, meaning a financial transaction is being happening, right, in which a lot of different tables are related. Let's say you have an order table, you have a payment table, you have and maybe a table for having all the wallet money. So if there is an order, you have to update all these three tables properly. If any one of that fails, it should not follow the other one, right? Here is where isolation comes in. If you create the query as a transaction, that entire process happens step by step, and that is also accompanied by atomicity. That means if one of them fails, everything will get rolled back. That is another good feature, right? And finally, the durability. Once a transaction or any record has been updated or committed to the database, it is considered permanent. That means it will not change even if the system is failed, right? So even if, let's say, for example, while you were updating some data or while some data was getting updated in the database, if the system fails, that entire thing will get rollbacked so that there is no issues in the entire data set. However, if the data is once committed or once added into your database, or if it's updated, that entire process has been completed. If just after that, if the system fails, your data will still be intact in that database server. You will be losing less data in SQL, right? So this was the overview of what is SQL and what is NoSQL. Here in CAP part, consistency is basically, obviously, this consistency part to anyway will be provided no matter which database type you choose. However, the availability and partition tolerance, that is something new. Since I know it is horizontally scalable, I can write scripts because I can program my system to actually create multiple instances of my database server. No, the SQL server, NoSQL server. However, in SQL-based database, since it is vertically scalable, that means I have to turn off my system, add more RAM, maybe change the processor, and then restart the system again so that the server can start again, right? That is why the availability part struggles a little bit in SQL-based database. However, availability, since I can write a code and expand or decrease the number of instances of NoSQL-based database, I can have a very high availability, which means as my user base grows or shrinks, the instances will also grow and shrink, keeping the availability of my application very high, right? Again, since I know there is a multiple instances, now the database server itself, they come with partition tolerance. You might have different partitions in which you might have different sets of data. All will be connected to each other as if it was one single database server. You would not know the difference as a developer, so to say, as well as the customer. So these, obviously, I would recommend to learn a bit more and a bit more in depth what are these ACID properties and these CAP. Ultimately, we now know what is the overview of what SQL and NoSQL is. Now the question stands, which one is better? The answer is, it depends. No one or nothing is better than one another. These both serve different types of purposes. We cannot compare apple to oranges. Although both are fruits, but they provide or they serve different purpose entirely. They taste different, they have a different shape and everything, right? But both of them are fruit only. Similarly, which one is better, SQL or NoSQL? That depends upon your use case. Which one should you go for, depending on what type of use case you have. Similarly, the third question also, which one to use, will again depend upon the use case that you have. If you are accepting a lot of financial data, or let's say if you're working for a bank, so to say, you're developing a software for a bank, SQL will win there no matter what. And then for some extra purposes, you can add a little bit of NoSQL based database so that, some data goes in there, right? So ultimately, it will depend on what type of use case you have. If you think your project is very complicated in terms of relationships, in terms of rigidity, then obviously SQL should be preferred. If your application is a little bit simplistic, let's say a blog post or a blog application, so to say, in that case, you could use NoSQL. However, still, if you really don't need to switch to NoSQL based database, we would recommend, or anyone would recommend you to still use SQL only. It's not that you cannot have blog based application in SQL. It's just that NoSQL might be a little bit more preferable. But the blogs anyway were available before also without NoSQL based database. So it's not that the SQL based database cannot handle that. It's just a little bit tedious in that sense. Right. So I hope this gave you a little bit of clarity on what you should say when someone asks you which one is better, which one to use, and what is the difference between SQL and NoSQL. I will meet you in probably another video.